Hi everyone, another day, another video. Today I'm going to talk about cases. Get ready. Da pređemo na srpski. Dobar dan, ja sam Moja Blue i danas ćemo da pričamo o padežima. Padeži, cases, oh my god, we have 7 of them. You're gonna die. Did you know that English has only 2 cases? And you know, I'm also aware that there are languages that have many more cases than Serbian, but that doesn't make it easier for you to learn Serbian, right? Today I'm going to give you some basic information about padeži or cases, and I'm not going to go into that much detail because I will leave that for another video. Trust me, everything that I'm saying, I can even add a bit more information because it can get more complicated. And if you go into the comment section, you will probably see our people that know the language and they know that it's not that simple. And I agree, it's not. It never is. So let's cover some basic things that will help you in your use of Serbian, or at least in the understanding of Serbian, and that's where cases come in handy. If you come from a language that has cases like German, some other Slavic language, I'm like, which languages have cases? You do know about some of these cases. However, some of them are not exactly the same as in Serbian, or not used the same as in Serbian. We have 7 cases, and those are nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, vocative, instrumental, and locative. Let's start from the easiest one, which is nominative. Nominative is usually used for subjects in a sentence. If you see a subject in a sentence, it is usually in nominative. Or in nominative. Let's use it like that. In Serbian, we have some additional question words that help us out to detect which case it should be. So for nominative, we use question words like who or what. Who or what is doing the action? Again, usually it's doing the action. So you can say Miloš uči. Miloš is studying. There you go. That's Miloš is in nominative. You can say ona je dobro. She is good. Ona, she is in nominative. So that one is pretty simple. Let's move on to genitive. So genitive expresses some belonging or origin. The question words we use are from whom, from what. These are basically od koga, od čega, or koga čega. So in this case, you use genitive in a sentence like Ivan je lepši od Ivane. The sentence is Ivan is more beautiful than Ivana. So Ivan would be nominative, right? And Ivane would be genitive, from Ivana. The same way you ask the question od koga, od čega, if you have that connector od, this is going to make it easier for you to detect that that is genitive, or that you should use genitive. But also if you use word iza, which is behind, then that's when you can use genitive as well. So if you want to say behind him, iza njega, that's where genitive is used. So dative is usually used for direction or for a goal. And for example, the question words that we use are kome, čemu, which is basically to whom, to what, like you're going to which place, basically. Here, if you use ka, which is towards, or shortened k, towards, then you can detect that this is the time for you to use dative. If you say idem ka tebi, I'm going towards your place or towards you, this is dative. But if you say idem kući, I'm going home, this is also where you use dative. Accusative is usually used for objects in a sentence. The questions that we ask are who or what, which are slightly different in Serbian when you translate them, which is koga šta. Mind you, in nominative it is ko šta, but in accusative it is koga šta. And in this case, for example, if you want to say I bought a cell phone will be in accusative or in accusative. And that would be kupila sam mobilni. Mobilni is in accusative. And then we come to vocative, which you should already know about it because I talked about it in the video. But it is basically for calling someone, referring to someone, or addressing someone, and usually we ask or use the word hey to detect it. To put it very plainly, if you see someone and you want to say hey you, that's when you use vocative. Then we come to instrumental, which the name kind of tells you it's used for instruments or for company. The questions that we ask are with whom, with what, which is sa kim, sa čim. So for example, if you want to express that you use an instrument to get to your goal, for example, you use the bike to go somewhere, then you will use instrumental, which would be otišla sam biciklom na posao. I went by bike to my workplace or to my work. But if you want to say that you went somewhere with someone, so this is where you would use sa, which basically means with. And you can say, I went with my sister. Otišla sam sa svojom sestrom. So sa, when you see that, it is usually instrumental. And then we come to the last case, which is locative, and it expresses location. It could also be used sometimes for the object of the sentence. As you can see, things are not as clear sometimes, but mostly for location. So in this case, you would ask where or with whom, on what, for example. So in Serbian, that would be gde, o kome, na čemu, and you can express the pen is on the table, which is hemiska je na stolu. So we have na, which is on, and we know that this is location. You can also say I am in the bus. U autobusu sam. In this case, you would also use location because it's where, in which place, basically. But you can also say I talked about you. Pričala sam o tebi. And in this case, you're talking about an object of a sentence. As you can see, locative can also be used for objects. So let's repeat. We have 7 cases. Those are nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, vocative, instrumental, locative. Nominative is used for the subject of a sentence. Genitive is used for belonging. Dative is used for direction. Accusative is mostly used for the object of the sentence. Vocative is used for addressing. Instrumental is used for company or instrument. And finally, locative is used for location. It can sometimes be also used for the object of the sentence. I would advise you to also learn the question words because they make it really easy for you to learn these cases. Try to also learn the connectors or prepositions or adverbials that go with these cases. This is something also that makes it a bit easier. Of course, I can talk about this topic forever and ever and ever. However, I will address some more complex details in some other video. But for now, if you're at the beginning of learning Serbian and you're still struggling with the very basics, I will recommend you to just stick to this and slowly build up on your knowledge. I'm wishing you good luck, puno sreće I vidimo se u sljedećem videu. Pozdrav!